Hello, everyone. I'm Ryan Anthony, host of the Truth That Heals podcast, and I'm currently making videos exclusively on YouTube to break down the cult that I was in so that it can be understood by anyone and everyone, particularly for Catholics, those who may think that this group is good, that they can be aware because they're going to be recruiting exclusively from Catholics and to bring them to their group. So I hope that these videos that I've been bringing you, that they've been providing useful information. And if you like these videos, please give a like, subscribe, and share it. And also, if you want to see more of these videos, please feel free to support me at buymeacoffee.com/truth-that-h7. So welcome back. Today in this video, I kind of wanted to break down three things which I think cause people, or actually prevent people from speaking up. Because the question I get often is, Ryan, you say that there are a lot of people who experience the things that you talk about, but why are there no people talking about it? And I will have to say that I think there are three things that really it was really drilled in our minds, in our hearts during formation. It can be for the third orders, but especially for those who are in the consecrated life, novices, professed to perpetuals. Something that was drilled was number one, obedience. So with the obedience, they give you all these tasks, and sometimes these things are impossible to do. It can be something like pray 20 rosaries. And of course, that takes time. Or it can be uh, do a homework assignment for someone else, which isn't right. But they would give these kind of obediences. But what was expected was that you do not delay, you do not question. Maybe you can clarify. And they'll say, you can clarify. The truth was, you couldn't really even clarify, but you have to obey promptly without question. And I remember in one of our examination of consciences that the THMO or Sith sisters, whoever, provided us. I remember there was an examination of conscience that said having a facial reaction, sin, feeling grumpy inside, sin, saying something, questioning the obedience, sin. So when you have all of that attached to obedience, it's not anymore holy obedience. It's not the evangelical counsel which they were preaching. It was more slavery and it was more control. It was coercion because if you don't do it, if you don't obey, then all these evil things are going to happen. You're going to be cursed by God. All of that whole spiel. The second thing that I think was really pounded upon us was victimhood. And living there for 11 years, I saw how they use victimhood. So the understanding of victimhood was that, Christ suffered. So when we suffer, we are uniting our pains with Christ, and we can use that suffering as a prayer to bring souls out of Satan's grasp and bring them to Jesus. So the more we suffer and we unite our sufferings with Christ, this suffering becomes salvific. But the thing about it was then it get used, that little theology that they use, victimhood, it get used to make people suffer, to make people hurt mentally, emotionally. And I'm really talking about dark things which are humiliating, things which are sinful that they would do to people. And if you question, you're being told, well, you have to obey. This is obedience. You reacting, that is just that's you're losing an opportunity to save souls. So there is the guilt that is attached to it. And the last part that I wanted to talk about is creative silence. So creative silence can be in the spirit of prayer, especially when things go wrong, when things are not going your way and you may be upset. Instead of having an outburst, pray about it, have silence, have charitable silence, and pray for the person. Now, I'm bringing up these three things because in themselves, in the Catholic sense of obedience and victimhood, again, this is something which can be very healing for some. Because let's say, for example, you have an illness and you can't do anything about it. You've already gone to the doctors. You've already tried your best, and you're at that point where this is it. Uh, I guess like my understanding now of victimhood And please correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding now of victimhood is that, okay, you're in this corner, you're suffering, and maybe you want to despair. Use that pain and convert it into a prayer. Give it up to the Lord. Lord, I put this in your hands. Please give me the strength. Something like that. But then now, with creative silence, the honest truth was that, okay, looking back at these first two, obedience, victimhood, sadly, they would really put people in positions where they made them suffer, either, physically. And if they were to speak, if they are to say something, you speaking up, it's already seen as sinful. Now, I recently saw in one of Father Bing's talks, videos on the AFI YouTube. I'm not sure which video it was exactly, but he was talking there about. He said something there like, "When things aren't going your way, when people are persecuting you, that's a good time to have creative silence." And I just remembered my time there when I had my conversation with Father Bing, my last conversation with Father Bing. I didn't get to talk. He spoke, and I've said this many times. He told me that if I were to speak out, that's the sin of gossip. It's a mortal sin. But the crazy thing is that all that they do, sadly, is do these talks blasting everybody else, calling everybody infested. Everyone has evil spirits. Oh, they're not obedient. And so, as a person being brainwashed, indoctrinated that I have to be obedient to Father Bing or to his favorite superiors. I have to have victimhood, meaning allowing suffering, and they would twist victimhood to really punish people in the most terrible ways. And I keep bringing this up because these are things that really happened. And then you're told that you have to be silent about it. Like he said in his YouTube video, if people are persecuting you, offer it up. Use this as silence, as a prayer. No, the truth is, they use all of these little things to justify manipulating people, brainwashing people. They use this to keep people silent as well, because if it wasn't for that, I think if it wasn't for like these two things, and it can be even more, if it wasn't for these things, people would probably speak out a little bit more, probably would have spoken maybe years even before things happened to me. But because you're told that all of this is good, the suffering that you went through, it's good. It's a way for you to get closer to God. What's happening is they're removing people's voice. They're saying it's good to suffer. We're going to give you suffering, but don't speak up about us. Don't speak up about what we're doing. But yet what they do is they do all of their talks, their missions, and sadly, they put people down. And so I want to bring people awareness about this, because maybe that's why, in my opinion, people don't speak up, because we were in that formation where we have to obey, we have to embrace suffering, even though the suffering was wrong, even though they would lie sometimes and they would falsely accuse us. It's funny, Father Bing said, if you're getting persecuted, well, it's funny because they were the ones persecuting their own members. And so, yes, of course, they want you to be silent because they want you to think that, oh, yes, this is beautiful. This is a prayer. You can offer this to God. But the moment you switch it, the moment Vatican started getting involved, they start saying, boo-hoo, we're getting scrutinized. This is wrong. And I saw obedience on Father Bing's side, on the side of Father Francis, on the side of Agnes. I saw it fly out the window. So anyways, I just want to leave it there. Stay tuned. I have more videos coming. Not trying to water down everything, just trying to present to you what happened. And anyways, if you like this video, please give a thumbs up, subscribe, and share so that other people can become aware of the things that happened in the group, the cult of Father Bing. Have a good day. Peace.